Brothers and sisters, Trinity to Guzman coming at you right now from my amazing home in Mexico, where I have regular ayahuasca ceremonies. Of course, I just had another one last night, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you. Like, so excited! Why? Because I just got so many visions. I'm being guided, and just I'm so clearly shown where my energy needs to be going next. And you want to hear it? You want to hear it? I am going to be creating an ayahuasca church in the United States. And I say ayahuasca church because it has to be under that context of a religious church, in order for it to literally bypass any of the laws or rules that go against ayahuasca being used. And ayahuasca is considered a Schedule I drug in the United States, but if you use it as a sacrament under the context of a church, then that law doesn't apply. What? And just, it's so amazing to be like shown this vision, to be like guided and called to know that this is what I'm here to ground in the United States. I get like so many people asking me, like, I run an ayahuasca retreat center in Peru, and it's in the links in the description if you want to learn more. But the thing is, I get a lot of people who are like, do you have any retreats in North America or the United States? Like, I can't make it out to Peru. Like, there's the time off work and there's the flight, and just like logistically, I know it's a distance, but there's nothing like going to Peru and experiencing the medicine where she grows. And I lived in Peru for almost a couple of years, and just like earned my my Amazon cred to be able to spread this in the way that I am. But more important than the time that I spend in this life, more importantly, I connect so deeply with the lifetimes. Just, I'm shown so clearly like how I've been working with this medicine for lifetimes to ground this into the world. And it's so amazing that I'm being called to ground this into the United States, into North America, where we need it most, In the United States is where people are most, the word that comes to mind is sick. But, there's obviously nothing wrong with that. It just is what it is. And I use that word sick in a way where it's like, yeah, ayahuasca is a medicine. And so in our own way, we're all sick because we're just so run by our minds. We're so run by the next thing. We, like so many human beings in North America, in the cities especially, are just like operating on this like robotic, like rat race mentality where it's just like, get the next thing, get the next thing, get the next thing. And like so few people are really just like living their heart's desire, like their passion, their purpose, their vision, their deepest and highest truth. Like, that is what I want to bring to the world. That is what I want to inspire each and every single one of you to live and follow. And that's why I share the medicine. And the visions were so beautiful, so clear. I've been getting amazing visions from Madre for years now, since I've been drinking with her. And that's like the number one thing that she gives, which is vision, In other words, to say that is purpose. And what drives purpose is vision, seeing what are you here to do in the world, seeing and feeling and knowing what your gifts are and how you're meant to serve and support and share that with the whole. That is what ayahuasca, Madre, Blessed Mother, gives you. And she's given me and so many people that I know have sat with her. And so I've seen visions for years now of how I'm here to create ayahuasca retreat centers all over the world, obviously, which is why I've created the first one in Peru. And it's amazing, just like the lives that are being changed and transformed, the heart opening, the healing, like the curandero we work with, he's healed everything that Western medicine calls incurable. Everything like from Parkinson's, diabetes, tumors, cancer, like anything that you could possibly think of that's incurable with Western medicine, using just plants, he's been able to heal. And like it humbles me and it leaves me so speechless so often to just like when I just ground and sit and just like look at what's unfolding, like what am I here to really bring to the world, like the impact that I'm having on the collective, to hold the space for everybody else to wake up to your truth, to your highest truth, is just beyond, leaves me without words. And obviously I have a lot of words right now because I'm so excited to be sharing this with you. And, part of the vision, I'll let you know a little bit what it looks like. And so I've been shown I'm here to create ayahuasca retreat centers all over the world. I mentioned that already. But more importantly, I'm here to ground conscious community. That is really what it's about. Because what happens when conscious beings come together, people who are just so in alignment right here in their heart of hearts, in their truth, knowing what their service is, what their gift is, what they're here to do, and are just so ready and just live their life where they're like, this is my calling, this is my path, whatever that is, whatever that is, just following that unconditionally. There's pure magic that happens when more than one beings like that get together. And when you get a handful of those together, like the energy that builds and the vibration that's held is so out of this world. And the way that it was described to me is like, I'm here just to create like straight up fifth dimensional villages in the United States and just call forth those beings. You know who you are, who are just here to ground that fifth dimensional truth. Third dimension of struggle, of hardship, 3D, very dense. But fifth dimension, the difference between the third and the fifth dimension is in the fifth dimension, it's simply, there's so many things I could talk about on this, but the one thing that comes to mind is if you look at 3D life as a spectrum of good and bad, we have good days, we have bad days. We have good feelings and bad feelings. And we're always on this up and down sort of roller coaster of emotions. In the fifth dimension, when we get to that place, ascension, is when the spectrum of our reality is only different shades of light. And so it's just different levels and layers of love and bliss and enjoyment. And I speak about this very nonchalantly because this is what's happening. For real, this is what's happening in the world. You're not alone. If this is something that you're tapping into in your own reality, and you're getting downloads and bits of information around, your own evolution, and you're just feeling this expansion more and more and more, and you're meeting more and more people like this, it's because this is for real. This is what's happening in the world, what you've chosen to come here into this world to help bring. And, I know that's my purpose. That's so much my path. That's why I share ayahuasca and everything else that I do in the world. My love, my heart, these videos, and ayahuasca retreats in the United States. And so fifth dimensional village, it's just going to have the most important thing is it's going to be grounding the values that matter most to our world. The values like love, like connection, like community, peace, presence, gratitude, joy, connection with nature, connection with each other. Not always the next thing, but just here, now. Breath. Being present to what we can enjoy in this moment, not the next. And that's the values, to name a few, of what I'm here to bring to the world. The highest intentions, the highest purity of, all of this, to hold the space for every other being in this world to remember and come back to your highest truth, And I just see the beings that these villages and these conscious communities are going to gather, just like I said, the most heart-centered, amazing beings just so on their path. It's going to be a very, obviously, very conscious, deliberate community. So it's going to be I see that people are first going to have to volunteer to like, or apply to volunteer in the space and serve and share their gifts, and then volunteers will be able to apply to live in the village and live in the conscious community. And the really cool thing is like anybody who lives in the conscious community will be taken care of financially by the conscious community, by the retreats that we offer, our offerings. So everybody there has their own role in terms of what they bring, their service, their gift, their offering. And together we just serve and we share together. We just bring more healing to more beings, open more hearts every day, simply by being who we are. It's not even about the retreats, but it's the space that we hold vibrationally together. And I'm going to have a school there. Oh my God, get this. There's going to be a school. And this is just to me, because like I've seen this too, but to see that it's so close and so on the verge of manifesting and becoming a physical reality, it's just like leaving me so in awe with the unfolding, the grace that is unraveling around me. And the school is all about training healers, training what you would call shamans, essentially. And I've been shown through my medicine journey that, there's a very different way of working with ayahuasca that's being welcomed and brought into the world right now. And the way I coin it is the old paradigm versus the new paradigm of ayahuasca. In the old paradigm, this is how the medicine's been worked with for thousands of years. And it's beautiful and perfect. And it's taken us to where we are now. It's been very necessary and very important. And we're just going through a different shift in our evolution and in our collective expansion. And so there's a shift that's happening where the new paradigm, if the old paradigm was very much about, like the way that it's easily described is like the old paradigm was very masculine. It was very much about like, let's go in there and clean this shit up. Whatever it is, go into the shadows and clean up. We all have whatever we need to clean up, whatever fears, insecurities, doubts. The ayahuasca, like in that old paradigm, you can just go in there and just like force it out. It's not usually easy though. And it's still so effective though. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that whatsoever. But the new paradigm is about the feminine way of working with the medicine. And this does not have anything to do with lineage or have anything to do with, the way that the people and tribes have been working with the medicine for thousands of years. But this is what I really see is just like coming from the angels. And that's so much about what the new way of dealing with ayahuasca and working with this medicine is about and like. Is it's very much about the feminine experience with the medicine. The feminine ease and flow and just softness, the gentleness, where you can have all the same healing, but it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult and dense and purgative. It could just be of the light, and it's just about raising your vibration. And in that, anything that's no longer of that high vibration just like fizzles away. And you don't even have to understand what's happening. But like in these ceremonies, so this is the ceremonies that I hold. And like, why is because of the intentions that I put forth with it. And my favorite curanderos and healers and shamans that I sit with, this is like how they hold the space. And so there's this amazing woman that I have been shown who's going to be opening this, like grounding the first church with me and grounding this school with me. And we're going to be teaching curanderos, shamans, how to hold the space. And so that you can all go out and spread the medicine to those who are called, of course, only to those who are called. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. I'm just here to serve the people who already know that they have that calling. And to provide so many different layers of the education that's important for doing so. What makes a good shaman is somebody who can keep the space clean. It doesn't matter how good of music you can play, although that's a definite plus. It's all about how energetically clean can you hold the space. It doesn't matter if you've been working with the medicine for 10 years or 1 year. What matters is how clean can you keep yourself? Can you keep your vibration and hold that space for everybody else drinking with you? And and so like the training actually has very little to do with ayahuasca, but so much more to do with ourselves and our connection to our truth and our energetic sensitivity, our connection to our guides and our angels. And oh man, the school is gonna be so epic. It's gonna change so many lives. We're just gonna create healers, and the really cool thing is we're gonna place healers all over the world, essentially, as this is really just this domino effect, the snowball effect of creating these healing centers all over the world. So we ground this first one. I see that it's going to be in California, actually, Northern California. I feel like that's around there. And so that's the first one. And then we're going to build more. And then as people graduate from the school, essentially, they're going to have the opportunity or choice if they want to ground another center, another pillar of light. And that's what this is all about, having these all over the world. And imagine that we're grounding the fifth dimensional light grid into the 3D for the awakening and the ascension of the human race. That is what I'm here to bring to the world. And that is what I'm being so called to take action on now. So, I don't know if you're watching this video on YouTube or on my website or somewhere else, but if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description. Come find out more about our ayahuasca retreats in the United States, if that's what you're called to, And if you're watching this on my website, of course, I'm sure the information is probably just like right here on this page. Read it out and just enjoy. See, what this inspires within you. Whether the school, whether the village, whether the conscious community, whether the grounding of the light and the awakening, or whether just experiencing this for yourself, if that's really just your next step. I find the people who are called to ayahuasca, like we're first called to ayahuasca, and we have no idea, but she actually has so much more planned for us. That's how it was for me, anyway. And for a lot of people that I know who sit with the medicine, it's like, it's an initiation when you first drink. And then once you open that door, like I have this quote on my site, it's, once you drink, you see. And once you see, you cannot unsee. And once that door opens, there's no turning back. It's like the red pill and the blue pill of the Matrix, I forget which one's which, but if the red pill is truth, it's like the red pill of the Matrix. And once you see, there's no undoing that. And once you go through that door and sit with ayahuasca, get ready for the veils to be revealed and your deepest calling, your highest truth to be revealed to you. As long as you can keep surrendering, as long as you can keep saying yes to your truth, to your calling, to your divine purpose, you're in for a magical, beautiful ride, more enjoyable than anything you could even imagine right now. That's how it's been for me, and that's how it's been for so many people that I know who've been drinking with the medicine, or sitting with the medicine. So with that all being said, there's so much more that I could actually share about the visions, about everything that I'm doing. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel. I share regular ceremonies or regular videos after I have my ceremonies. I drink, 1 or 2 times a week, like really just going so deep with the medicine. She's giving me so much every single time. And I do want to say too, like, there's some people who are like, who, for me anyway, actually, I can't even say that's out there, but there's a thought that comes into my mind where it's like, am I qualified to teach people how to be shamans and curanderos? And I want to say that it's not even me who's teaching you. I'm here to teach you how to open your energetic sensitivity and to connect with your guides and to keep yourself energetically clean. And that's what I am an expert at, is vibrational attunement. How to keep a high vibration and stay there. How to see and how to have such open inner vision. Opening our psychic capacity, opening up just yeah, all these different things that this journey of energetic sensitivity and connecting to our truth can really be. But the real teacher is Madre, Mother. When you sit with her, she is your teacher. And I'm just here to bridge that gap. I'm the ferry boatsman, as someone else has coined me. I'm just here to be that gap and bridge that gap between Madre, Mother, and the truth. And so, get on my little boat and let's take a magical ride together. Check out my site, it's down in the link below. If you're called any type of retreats in Peru, in the United States, or having ceremonies, just let's grow together, let's love together, let's serve together. Thank you so much for watching this video, for being on the path that you're on, and I'll see you in my next one. Mwah.